Hi guys, this is Victoria. Welcome to my channel. Again, my name is Victoria. As I've said before, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. So, this is my playlist on movie recap. This is the first video I'll be dropping and the first movie I'll be summarizing. So, please kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't. So, the movie we're talking about today is Brother Life. So, this is the summary as written by the movie. After everyone in his life mysteriously forgets him, a wealthy young man must seek help from the only one who recognizes him, the local bread seller. So this completely summarizes the whole story. So let me start. These are the major cast of the movie. We have Bimbo Ademoye, who is acting as the bread seller. Her name in the movie is Todo Wede. So in case you hear me say Todo Wede, yeah, I'm talking about Bimbo right there. Then we have Sumi, the other main art of the movie. This is played by Timini Egbusun. Then we have Mrs. Cole, who is the mother of Timini, acted by Tina Umba. And then we have other arts like the gate man. We actually had two gate man. The first one was Iskilu, acted by MC Lively. We have Funny Bone that later came as a gate man. Then another act in the drama is Auntie Aggie, who has been staying with the family of Mrs. Cole as a help for long. Okay, let's go into the movie proper. So the first scene was the scene of the bread seller and then the gate man. You know this interaction with bread sellers and gates when they start talking about love. I love you, you love me. No, I don't love you. Okay, let me give you money. Okay, so it's actually a funny scene between the bread seller and Iskilu, the gate man. So the bread seller rejected his love offer and then collected her bread back. And at this moment, the owner of the house was coming in. She saw Iskilu and heard the whole conversation. So she was like, okay, this is your last shot. So he said he's sorry and she went inside. So we saw Sumi coming in, playing loud music in his car, and then Iskilu greeting him like, guy, how far? I've been expecting you, waiting for you. You are my boss. You know how you psych your boss now. And he said he got something for him, gave it to him. It seems displeased, like, oh guys, like, I want something else. So he understands that facial expression and then gave him money. Then also asked him to wash his car in a very nice manner. So then he told him that his girls are coming at night, so you should allow them in and everything. So that was what happened in that scene. So the next scene was Mrs. Cole asking Auntie Aggie if she has seen Sumi, and she said yes, Sumi is inside. So Mrs. Cole went inside to see her son. The mom said she hasn't seen him for days. Apparently he has not been home. So it was like me and there doing business story like that. She was now asking what's the business about, talk about it to me and everything. It was, yes, it's in progress. So there was no actual business, that was just the truth. That was where the whole altercation started talking. When will you be like your sister? So he has a sister that was not, we didn't actually see her, but we got to know that he has a sister that is very good, that is opposite of Sumi. So she was asking him, when will you be like your sister, or when will you just be like half her? Then he started saying so many things. They started having an argument. In the process, she slapped him, and then the argument continued. She asked him, what do you want to do with your life? Just tell me what you plan to do with your life. okay, I was told you've not also been in school, you've not been going to school, you've missed classes, you've missed lectures and everything. She was like, it was like, Sumi was like, well, I told you not to put me inside that, not to put me to that school. I actually want to go to University of Lakewood or something, one university abroad. Oh, so she laughed and like, even the one in Nigeria, the one that is close, they are not going, so I should put you somewhere more expensive. So anyway, the whole fight continued, and she later left him in the room and went to her house, to her room upstairs. Later the night, a party started in the house, and we got to see that Sumi invited his friends and girlfriends. They were dancing. It was like a bar at night, like a lounge, like a club. I mean, the mother who was sleeping heard the loud noise, and she called Auntie Aggie that, sorry, are the neighbors having a party? Auntie Aggie said that she has left, she's in her own house. So she apologized for calling her late in the night, stood up, went downstairs, and realized that it was Sumi that was actually throwing a party. So we saw that she went outside, put a call through to the policemen, and they came in and parked all of them outside, including Iskilu, the gate man, was also there with them bawling. Took them to the police station, and they were locked in cell for 2 days. So during that 2 days, there was a conversation the mother had with her daughter abroad. She was apologizing on behalf of Sumi and asking her mother to please release him and everything, but the mother was so adamant that he wants him to learn his lesson in the police station. So he was there for 2 days. After 2 days, he was released. He came home angry and all. He was angry. He came home. He didn't want to look at his mom in the eye. The mother also was laughing. He was angry, but the mother was laughing like, I don't care, you've learned your lesson. So he went inside, and Auntie Aggie followed him. Auntie Aggie was trying to tell him not to fight with his mom, so Auntie Aggie followed him to his room. So he now started telling Auntie Aggie that what kind of love does his mother claim to have for him when she can leave him in the cell for 2 days, that the mosquito days were harsh, the whole place was bad, the environment was not like, he suffered for the 2 days. Auntie Aggie was telling him to change, to think about his mother's love for him and everything. So he had a shower, he came outside. Auntie Aggie came to call him that his mom wants to talk to him. So he had a shower, he came outside. The mother sat him down and asked him that what exactly does he want to do with his life, that she needs a plan. She cannot continue feeding him while he lives a frivolous lifestyle. And so he should come up with a plan and give it to her. She's not ready to continue paying for whatever life is living. He thought about it and said, okay, the plan he has in mind is that he wants to go and stay with his sister abroad. Sister is named Lara. The mother said never in her life would she allow him to go abroad to destroy Lara's family. That's not a plan. They argued back and forth, and eventually she agreed and let him go. So we saw Sumi going back into the house. Okay, we actually saw Sumi leaving the house, not going back into the house, leaving the house. So the next scene, Iskilu came with his wife, one other comedian like that, Omo Jebu, that I'll try to find a name. Badon or something like that. So Iskilu came with his wife to beg the madam. But unfortunately, he has been replaced by Funny Bone, who is now the new gate man. He was trying to beg. The madam came outside to ask what. Okay, Auntie Aggie came outside to ask that why the old noise, and then they cannot give him back his job. She come back maybe after 3 months. If this one is ready to leave, they will not give him back. By the way, in that conversation, the mother came outside and said, there's a stranger in our house. That how did he enter inside? There's a stranger in the guest room. So they all rushed to the guest room. And then we saw Sumi packing his load in the guest room. And everybody started shouting, what are you doing here? How did you get here? And before you know it, Iskilu hit him on the head, and that was it. They brought him out, tied him with a rope, and then he started looking at them that, Mom, why are you doing this to me? Don't you know me? I'm your son. I'm Sumi. Auntie Aggie, Iskilu. He called everybody by name, and they all seemed so indifferent, like they don't know him. Everybody was looking at him that, who is this stranger in his home? And he was frustrated, like, is this a prank? Okay, Mom, are you trying to send me away? Are you angry because of the situation we had? Or okay, you want me to come up with a plan? Okay, I've heard. I'll come up with a plan. I'll no longer be a bad boy, but please, can you let me leave? He was getting scared. The policeman came, took him away, and then we saw that he came with the next scene. She went to the police station. They brought Sumi. That's Mrs. Cole went to the police station. They brought Sumi out, and the policeman told Sumi that the police officer told Sumi that this woman is claiming not to know you, but he has been adamant on the fact that he knows the woman and the woman is his mom. The woman said, no, I have 2 children, 2 girls to be precise, Lara and Sumi. That Sumi is a girl. She brought their family pictures, and the Sumi boy was not there. There were two girls there. He said the uncle came also as well. He seemed to know the uncle, but the uncle also does not know Sumi. The whole thing was frustrating for Sumi. He was like, is this a prank? Mommy, are you trying to play a prank on me? But she keeps saying, we don't know you, we don't know who you are. So eventually the police officer said that they are going to, okay, before that he said, can you hear this sound? So there was a beep beep sound. So can you hear this sound? Everybody was looking at him. So he said, maybe I'm mad then. So the police officer said that because the family has decided to drop the charges, so they will allow Sumi leave. So they left him to go. Sumi, who never still believed the whole incident, went back to the house, and he was even arguing with the gate man that, I'm here to see my mommy. I will admit he was arguing like, I want to see my mommy, and the gate man did not allow him in. Auntie Aggie came out after hearing all the commotion and everything. So Sumi was like, okay, Auntie Aggie, thank you for coming. Can you please tell this guy that I'm coming to my mommy's house? Instead, Auntie Aggie started telling the gate man that he will get sacked because he's allowing mad people to be coming inside the house now and everything. So eventually, he was sent out of the house. So he started walking on the streets, confused. Like everything was like a dream to him. Now I'm even thinking, what why was the mother doing this? But let's continue. Started walking around the streets, and he was just coming from the police cell, so he was looking all tattered, battered, looking very bad, very rough and everything. So he saw a shed and sat down underneath the shed. After a while, Todowede the bread seller was passing and saw him sitting down under the shed. She was surprised to see a rich man's son sitting down under the shed like that. So she asked him that, wait, are you not Sumi, the rich man's son, like the owner of so place. He was wondered. In fact, he had started doubting if he was actually swimming. So he was looking at the bestseller, wondering, so there's still one person that still recognizes me. He said, yes, now I recognize you. You are Iskilu's boss, and the something. So he told her to help her with her bread, to bring down her bread, which he did. And then after, started telling him that, okay, I know you, I've seen you with Iskilu before and everything. Asked about him and why he was looking so rough. He explained everything, how everybody sent him away, and told him that he's not their son or a member of that family. So Todowede offered to take him to her house. He followed her to the house. So started seeing she was taking care of him, giving him food, gari actually. So they drank gari together. At the same time, he also helped her to fetch water. He started fetching water, gave him money to fetch water, and we saw that he was also following her anytime she goes out to sell her bread. The next scene was the scene that we saw him carrying wares in the market, loads in the market. So is now, that's the job he does now, carry loads for people in the market. We saw that he was carrying one very heavy load, and when he wanted to drop it for the customer, he threw everything away. The customer held him and said that he has to pay for our wares that he threw away. So when they came to save him and paid the money. So he told Todowede that he doesn't want this job, that she should help him to look for another job. Todowede said yes, she has heard. Next thing, she started going out to look for a friend of ours by name Jobe. So went to meet a friend. Una told her where Jobe was staying. So the next day, we went to meet Jobe too. So in this scene is a very funny scene. You know, Jobe was acted by Mimi Lowo. So it was actually a very funny, tout-like scene. The whole movie is a very, how will I put it? It's a comic. Will I say a comedy, love, romantic, whatever? Everything was together. So there is love, there is comedy, and there is suspense in the movie. So he went to meet Jobe. At first, Jobe was asking if Sumi was her boyfriend, and there was that scene, a very funny scene around that. But later, they went to why they were there. We wanted Jobe to tell her where another friend of ours is. That's Jugunu, so that she can introduce Sumi to Jugunu. Jobe described the place, and then she went to the place the next day to meet with Jugunu. Jugunu is the owner of a bread factory. They met the next day, and although they introduced Sumi to Jugunu, it was also a funny scene. It was played by what's his name again? Lateef Adedimeji. So it was a funny scene. Jugunu was making advances to Todowede while his girlfriend was sitting down there. So eventually, they talked about the reason why they were there. She introduced Sumi to Jugunu, and Jugunu said that okay, he's going to give Sumi a job, but if he does anything bad, steals his bread or anything that is going to beat him up, he's going to kill him and all of that. They are all touts actually, the Jugunu, the Jobe, and all of them street touts, and they're in a very bad area, you know, the local area, actually trenches. So anyway, moving on, started working with Jugunu, and we saw that he was doing very fine there. At first, he got burnt by fire and everything, and we see scenes like Todowede taking care of him at home, and then he got better at the job. Jugunu started trusting him and giving him more things to do, and he also started taking care of Todowede because now he's not balling, he has money. So there was a scene that it was Todowede's birthday. So he bought Todowede a cake. That's Sumi. Sumi bought Todowede a cake and then surprised her with an Android phone. She was very happy for that and everything. The next day, bought her a kiosk so that instead of walking around, she can be putting her, when she comes back from the market, she can put the remaining bread in the store. So she was happy. They started having good relationship, hugging each other. Okay, that day they wanted to, at night they wanted to kiss and all. Oh no, they started kissing. They wanted to go further. So Todowede was like she's a virgin and she has never done it before. So Sumi said she was going to wait for her till when she's ready. So next day they went to the rooftop enjoying themselves. So the whole love started then we saw that they went to a bar, and when they got there, another funny scene, there's a lady that was actually behind Sumi. It was played by Nkechi Blessing. So she came, make advances at Sumi, pushed Todowede away and all of that. So they started. Then another guy too came to make advances at Todowede. So it now began like Sumi was fighting with the guy that came for Todowede, and Todowede was fighting with the girl that came for Sumi. Eventually they fought each themselves, the four of them, the two pairs, and they all went back home. So at home they started discussing how the whole fight started and everything on the bed. So one thing led to another, started kissing, they had sex, and that was that. The next day we saw that Sumi was advising Juguno that you can actually make a better profit from this. Instead of selling bread only to the trenches, you can start all this flavored bread and fruit bread, chocolate bread, different coconut bread, different type of bread, and you will just package it well and be selling it to the elite. So that was that. He advised him that they can take a microfinance loan and they can start up that business. They went to take a loan, they got a shop. So I think Juguno is the one preparing the bread in his factory, while Todowede and Sumi sells the bread. So now they have different flavor of bread and different types of bread. They are better, they are richer than they were before. So we saw it. The next thing was Sumi bringing Todowede to a house. He just rented. He rented an apartment in the house, 3-bedroom, and Todowede was really happy for him. I was wondering why he would rent 3-bedroom. How will he sleep in the 3 rooms? Then he started proposing to her that I want you to be my wife. I want you to start staying with me. She asked him to kneel down. He knelt. He agreed, and that was that. So the next thing, just so that Sumi can go back to his family. So when they went to Sumi's house, Sumi's parents' house, to talk to them, but instead the gate man sent her away that, okay, I'll call the dogs on you, I'll do this, I'll do that. So she ran away. So at night we saw Auntie Aggie come to Sumi's shop to buy bread. Sumi was inside. So Todowede called Sumi that, Sumi, come and attend to this. Okay, bring a bread for this customer. Came out and realized that it was Auntie Aggie. Auntie Aggie was so surprised to see him and happy as well. So she was like, Sumi, we have been looking for you for 2 years plus. He was angry that, what do you mean looking for me? You guys rejected me. I came to your house, you threw me away. There was so much back and forth. And then she was like, no, we never threw you away. Your mother has announced on TV, on radio, at the police station, we have been looking for you all of these years. He said that they should stop playing with him, that he came and she threw pepper on him, that everybody rejected him, that what did they mean by. So there was, so even Todo Wede supported it, that it was true. She also came to the house and she was sent away. What do they mean by they were looking for him? And Tiagi buttressed that point that it's not a lie. They've been looking for him for 5 years, 3 months, 18 days. That's so it's not possible that his mom has high blood pressure now. His sister has given birth to the second child. That so many things have happened. But Sumi still angry. He turned his back, hit his head on the wall and fell down. So he started shouting to me and Sumi. So the next scene, someone called Sumi's mom. I think it's the doctor that Sumi has woken up. So we saw Sumi at the hospital, just woken up from a coma. He started asking for his wife Todo Wede, and the mom was surprised that Sumi, you've been in a coma for 16 days. So he wanted to recollect what happened. So that day when his mom was asking him of his plan, he got angry, went out and had an accident. So the whole drama of Todo Wede and everything happened in his subconscious while he was in a coma. The mother never left him. Nobody rejected him. Everything happened while he was unconscious. So he narrated the whole story that happened in his head. The Todo Wede, the bread business, everything that happened. So he narrated everything. The mother who was concerned asked the doctor, and the doctor said that there's no cause for alarm. If he takes his drugs, he'll be okay. That it's not new for a patient in coma coming back with dreams and everything. So after he was discharged, he was going home with his mom and he saw the real Todo Wede hawking bread. So he told his mom that please stop this car. I'm going to meet Todo Wede, that do you remember me or something? He started saying nonsense and Todo Wede was like, man, are you okay? So eventually he said that please, I want you to come to my house. I'll buy all the bread you have, but make sure you come the next morning. Please make sure you come. The movie ended with Sumi telling his mom that he thinks God has actually reset his brain. That it's so shocking that he remembers how to bake and everything I'm baking. So he thinks he will be going into baking pastries and all of that. At that time, the mom told him that a bread seller, Todo Wede, is outside looking for him, and that was how the movie ended. Yay! Finally, I'm done. Okay, so kindly like my channel, subscribe for more of this new movies that just nothing. Thank you so much. Love you.